At this time, I'd like to invite to the stage President-elect Denise Kate and our strategy partner, Debbie Benedetti, and we'll give you an overview of the strategic plan. Denise and Debbie, please come forward.
Good morning, everybody.
Debbie's giving me a bad time about the pillow in the chair.
That's so her feet touch the ground.
we can be a little less obvious with the height enhancer behind the podium, but this one shows up.
I'm sitting there.
Just don't prop your feet on the table.
Right.
You'll be fine.
Okay, what we wanted to do this morning was to share with the membership how the strategic planning process started, what motivated it, and the process we used, and where does it go from here. The title is Our Compass to the Future, the AHF Strategic Plan. Strategy often is mystified, I think, unfortunately, by consultants, so I'll take some of that credit or blame. But the process we used at AHF was very exciting and very open and very dynamic. So one of the things that's happening today is this is being taped so that it can be on your website so every member can understand the process we used. So we're going to just start by saying the basis we used was that change is not a criticism of the past. It just identifies that things are going to be a little different in the future. And that's incredibly important as mergers happen, as consolidations happen, and as new organizations are developed. So I was very blessed to be chosen to work with this group and talk about the future and what the strategy was going to be. Chris is going to now introduce what happened to get us to this place.
Right, just a little bit about how we came to be in the strategic planning process. About a year ago, or a little over a year ago, we actually put together a small task force. There were 8 folks to really investigate and explore the feasibility of a consolidation of the 2 legacy groups. We engaged at about that same time a third-party consultant to conduct a formal due diligence process. And when the results of that due diligence came out as a very positive result toward consolidation, the boards of directors as well as the membership approved the consolidation. As we began our early work as an inaugural board of directors, it became very obvious very quickly that we needed a compass to guide us in our decision making. We needed to know where we wanted to be so that we could strategically move in that direction. And so we engaged the services of our strategy partner, Debbie Benedetti, and we formed a strategic planning task force. And that group comprised about 19 people, and we started our work in November of 2009. Following that, we expanded that circle to include the entire leadership team of the board of directors and the industry advisory board. And we met again in January to continue our work and complete our plan. And I have to give Debbie some credit for facilitating a group of about 35 people and trying to move us toward the same goals. So I give her very much credit for that.
Okay.
I think we're ready to go on.
So what does the process look like without a plan? If AHF were to move forward from here without a plan, this is kind of what it would look like. As you can see in the lower, I guess you're right, the little boy telling mom that grandma's on the phone. But look at how he got there. And it was often by accident that he finally found his mom. I do a lot of work with individual leaders and executives on their transition, and I only select or agree to do 3 organizational transition plans or strategic plans a year. So I was very excited to take on this. As many of you may know, I've been in this segment of the industry, I think, since birth. And to be a part of these 2 organizations coming together was a huge honor. And I didn't even hesitate when Chris called and said, would you consider doing this for us? So what was the process we used? And again, a lot of it is demystifying the process and the objective. The objective of a strategic plan is to have a clear compass, to know where what you want to accomplish. First of all, who do you want to accomplish that for? Because sometimes, as in companies, is it for the shareholders? Is it for the employees? Is it for what is it for? Who is it for? So the who in this organization is the membership. So the first thing we used was a membership needs assessment that was done last year, surveys from both of the conferences to really talk about, and the work done by Finn Parks, right?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And we used that. So the very first thing we did in this group in Austin was to identify the core values of what are the core values of AHF. Why do you want to do what you want to do for that group you want to do it for? Then the next thing was to craft a vision and a mission statement. Mission statement didn't tweak much from the original consolidation. The vision statement did get a little adjustment. And thanks to Bruce's open-mindedness and help on that, and I can tell you the vision and mission probably took a good 4 hours. This was not done lightly because the vision statement is your true north. And if we had that off, it was not gonna bode well for the organization. So the vision was crafted, the vision was decided and put in place. The next thing that happened was we actually took all of the research and did a SWOT analysis. For those of you who haven't done one, SWOT stands for strengths, weaknesses, which are the internal things about your organization. What are your strengths and weaknesses that maybe only you know in this room, and we never share with the media? And then the other one are the opportunities and threats. What are the external influences that you have going right now as an organization? The next step was strategic initiatives. What, as we called it during the process, what are the big buckets? But what are the big things that are going to lead you, the big thoughts that are going to lead you to achieving your vision? And then finally, we get to the tactics, the SMART goals, the basic, specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and timely goals that will get you to your initiative, which actually serves your vision. Where we took it from there was we handed it to Denisa, who is the future and next year's leader of AHF, to talk about the initiatives. Nope, I didn't.
I'm really going to talk about
we haven't done the vision.
It's too early to talk about where we're going. Yeah. We don't know where we're going yet.
We don't know who we are.
Our vision, as you see, is AHF advances self-operated healthcare food service as the industry best practice. The mission, as you see, we are all about promoting, supporting, connecting self-operated food service in the healthcare segment. We develop healthcare food service professionals and assure that food and nutrition services are valued as an essential contributor to the mission of the healthcare organization. We also develop some core values or guiding principles, and really at the core is AHF values every member and every voice is heard. The guiding principles around collaboration and information. We believe in building collaborative relationships and in networking and sharing information. And boy, this group knows how to do that. We saw incredible networking at the opening reception and yesterday in both the networking breaks and the lunch and exhibitor time. Around integrity and respect, we believe in conducting ourselves with integrity and respect, really with the goal and the outcome of creating an open and trusting and safe environment with which to network. Our final guiding principle is around success and development, and we really do believe in developing all through offering services and programs that provide professional development.
And those core values are really the reason why you do what you do. So choosing how the resources are utilized, choosing what programming will happen, choosing what is written about AHF is all driven by these core values. So the core values become the litmus test. Are we true to our core values? Because if we don't, we have to rewind. But going forward, we see the initiatives.
Okay, as Chris explained, by this point we had our vision and our mission and our core values. So we knew who we were, so we needed to know where we were going, what we were going to do. So we came up with strategic initiatives. As you see on the screen, we have 4 initiatives: membership, marketing, education, and infrastructure. So this nice strategic committee that we had, strategic planning committee, broke apart into 4 groups, and we developed and discussed these strategic initiatives. We developed SMART goals for each of these initiatives, and then also assigned tasks for each of these SMART goals. It was a lot of work by a lot of people, a lot of crazy work. After we did this, we had this very long, complicated, as Marty says, periodic chart of strategic goals. It was crazy. So we got a smaller group together, we vetted through these, we assigned completion dates for each of the tasks, we started doing some committee assignments and responsibilities for each of these tasks. I believe you'll see on the next screen we have 13 committees that we've developed. They're working now, they're going to be working next year. Because they're so crazy, there's so many of them, you have a green sheet of paper on your table. If you would please, if you'll indulge me just for a second, since we're in the beginning stages of planning for next year, please look over this list and let us know if there's any committee that you're interested in helping us with. We want to get as many of you involved as can. We want to know where you want to participate and help us. There are more of these green sheets out at the registration table, so please pick up one, fill it out, turn it back in, and let us know. So thank you. The commercial's over. I'm sorry. So at this point, we have our strategic plan. It's based on our initiatives. It's going to help us make our plan of work for the remainder of this year and also for throughout next year.
Great.
I think that brings us up to present day.
That does.
Anything
That does. So the whole plan has now been integrated in how the organization will operate, where it will go from here, and why it's going there. We wanted to give the membership an opportunity to ask any clarifying questions about what the initiatives are, to ask clarifying questions about the process. One of the things that came out, maybe number one as a challenge, is constant, timely, real-time communications to the membership. That's why this is being taped. That's why this is going to be on the website. One of the initiatives is all about communication. So we wanted to open it up. There are microphones in the middle of the room if you want to ask a question. If there isn't one, don't create one. I mean, we hope we've been clear. But certainly feel free to ask one if there's some burning question you might have about the strategic plan, right? Yeah. Not about life.